everybody. Good morning. My name is Johanna Dinsdale from Multi-Therapy. I'm a qualifying psychotherapist, and we do these live streams every weekday, 9 a.m. And basically, we like to cover all the tips and tricks that I use in therapy, catch up with the community to see how all y'all are doing. And today's theme is, if you haven't saw the title, toxic workplaces. And I really love to cover this one because I work with a lot of people who are very unhappy with their circumstances at work. And of course, I've been there too. If there's anything that you need to know about me is that I've had a lot of jobs, which has come from a lot of work experience. Um, yeah. Hi, Pusia. It's great to see you. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Good morning. Today's topic is going to be toxic workplaces. Have you ever had a really bad job, Pusia? I'd love to hear about it. I'm trying to figure out how to do like a little title like on top of my head here that says toxic workplace or something, but I don't think they have that option. It's either full green screen or nothing. So we'll just go with reminding people as they join. So yeah, when it comes to my work history, I got lucky. One of my first jobs was one of my best jobs. I worked at a camp for kids with various different abilities. I worked there for 5 summers, and if there's one thing you need to know is that working at camps is amazing. Love to work at camps. It's such a wonderful experience, and I got really lucky being able to work at a camp at like a really young age. I think I was 15 when I started working as a camp counselor there, or 16. Yeah, it was such a lovely time. We made friends with a lot of the campers. Of course, I was the favorite camp counselor for a lot of kids. Hi, Dobo. I'm in Toronto, Canada. Welcome. I'm Vicus. No, we just started recently. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Boosia, you found me really early. We're just talking toxic workplaces today, guys. So if you have any stories you'd like to share about that, feel free to. We are talking toxic workplaces because I think it's really important to kind of protect your mental health when it comes to working. It's where we spend most of our day, right? So that's the thing. You really got to protect your mental health when it comes to these things because it can really weigh on you, right? Sometimes I've been in a place where you are sitting around and you're at home and it's like work is living rent free in your head, right? You're bringing work back home with you. And that's something we can definitely try to avoid, right? Hi, Mohammed. How are you doing? Hi, Marie. Who's Eva Elfie? Don't know who that is. Bro. I know. I'm getting a lot of like, you look like this, you look like that. But it's funny. In person, nobody ever says I look like anybody else. I got a very unique face, I guess. As it were. Namaste, Ender. Welcome. We're talking mental health and toxic workplaces, guys. And since my community is very much global, I thought that'd be very interesting to talk about. Oh, Mohammed, you're from Indonesia? Very nice. I think you're my first person from Indonesia. We often get people from the Philippines and India and also the US and Canada. So it's a great like mixing pot. So tell me guys, where have you worked? Tell me a bit about that. Thanks, Mohammed. What do you do for work, Mohammed? Tell me. Yeah. When I wasn't working at camp, I worked for 3 months. This was my second job, hilariously. I worked at a McDonald's as the burger flipper. And I was a vegetarian at the time. Oh my gosh. I just wanted to work with one of my best friends. She had been working there for ages. And I was like, you know what? I want to work with you. Let's do this. So I did my little interview. I got the job. And I was back there flipping burgers, and I was like, wait a minute, I hate this. I used to get like this grease all over me and stuff. And like respect for people who love to cook, but that's definitely not me. I'm not a big cook. Yeah, Vicus, you've been in a toxic workplace? Yeah, that McDonald's job that I had, it wasn't exactly toxic per se. Like there was obviously some characters there, but I very much just kind of hung out with my best friend. It was more like I just wanted to get paid and hang out with her because she was working and I wasn't. So that was my tricky way of saying, let's hang out. And then I decided not for me. Yeah. Well, Canadian girls are great. I'm married, but there's a lot of nice Canadian girls out there if you want to marry a foreign girl. Yeah, Busia, say where you're at. Tell the crowd. The Philippines. Very nice. The place of durian? Awesome. I've only tried durian a few times. Mostly, I think I tried it once in ice cream and once in like this milk bowl thing. But it was pretty good. Have you guys ever worked at a McDonald's? They're everywhere. It's something crazy. I don't want to give wrong stats, but it's like an insane amount of people like first jobs or have worked at a McDonald's one point in their life. It's just like something like the 10th of the population, but don't quote me on that. Oh, thanks, Ender. What do you do for work, Ender? Tell me. Hi, Logan. How are you? We're talking jobs, crappy jobs. Now let's see, I actually pulled up my LinkedIn. You guys feel free to add me on LinkedIn if you want. Johanna Dinsdale. Where'd it go? LinkedIn. Sometimes I need to be reminded about the jobs I've worked because I just forget because I've had so many. Yeah, so after that, what else did I do? I did the whole McDonald's thing, and then I did camp. And then when I was in university, I was actually a bouncer, you guys, if you can believe it. That's right. I was working at the clubs. At the clubs, we all fam. Oh, Logan, you're an AI engineer? Oh my gosh, don't get me started on AI. It's so cool. It's a very divisive thing, but I personally think it's so fascinating and it's going to make a massive impact on medical research, which I'm very excited about. Cure all the diseases, please, with your AI. Hi, Mark. Welcome, welcome. Boosie, I'm going to guess your age. You're 20. Oh, wait. I think you told me this. Sorry, Boosie. I ruined your game. You said that last time, right? Oh my gosh, I keep ruining Boosie's game. Oh yeah, McDonald's, KFC are quite popular among youth. Yeah, absolutely. Bung Ye Feng, I am 31. Yeah, so when I was a bouncer, basically my job was to kick people out. Sometimes I did like the entry fee. I would check IDs at the entry of the bar. Yeah, it was an interesting experience. So I was wild. I love to just apply to jobs and see which ones I could get. This is just like a fun thing that I do. And yeah, I ended up going to this thing, and the title of the bar was very misleading. I thought it was a hotel, and it was not a hotel. I showed up there and they're like, what makes you think you could be a bouncer at a club? Because it just said security. And of course, with my little psychology methods, I convinced them it would be a great idea to hire me as a bouncer. I said, you need a friendly face to your club, okay? You need somebody to politely ask people to leave, to feel comfortable. I'm really good at making people feel calm, and I have experience working with, like people of all sorts of Uh, I don't know, diversity of life. And it worked. The guy hired me. So I worked there, I don't know, 6 months or something. You're 11? Oh my gosh. I think that's might be too young for the chat, but I mean, I'm keeping it pretty kid friendly. Bill, you like my mullet? Thank you. I'd love to go full mullet one day. Maybe when I'm old. When I'm old, I'm just gonna be like dyeing my hair green and stuff and doing the mullet. I'm gonna be like that crazy grandma. And I'm gonna have like a puppet collection. And I don't know, just be weird. Okay, the fact of the day. Oh, David, welcome. Okay, here's the fact of the day. The Wild West lasted from 1532 to 1930. That is almost 400 years. I didn't know that. No, I didn't kick people. No. I kicked people out of the bar. So I was the one who would go up to like the really drunk people who were being like wild, and I would say, "Listen, it's time for you to go." And I'd try to talk them down. I'd try to talk them to leave. But if they got crazy, I had a few glasses thrown my way. That's when the big guys came in behind me and threw them out. Sometimes they would try to make me do coat check, and I'd say, "That's not my job. That's not what I was hired for." But then I'd do it anyways because they were paying me. This friendly face. Stifler's mom, welcome. Hi, Buggy Fang. So back in the day, oh, what was my favorite beer? I stopped drinking about 8 years ago. It was becoming a problem, so I said, no thanks. I'm gonna stop. What's my favorite beer? I'm trying to remember the name of. Oh, Rickard's Red was really good. I think that might be a Canadian beer. Rickard's Red, very delicious. Bill, you're 9. Oh my gosh, why are we getting all these kids? Well, we're talking mental health, guys, and jobs, so I don't know how interesting that would be. I'm from Canada. No, we have people from all around the world, Mark. We got people from the Philippines, Indonesia. Stifler's mom is 100 or 1,000. Amazing. What's your life like as a immortal being? I'd love. Would you guys want to be immortal if you could? That's a great question. Never mind. I'm not even close to a bouncer. Hey, I was, okay? They called me a little Roo because I was a tiny bouncer. Who hired you? I know, right? I just talked my way into it. I do that sometimes. Talk my way into crazy situations like being a bouncer. My school break is almost about to end. That sucks. Oh my gosh, you guys are commenting so much. Sorry, this is amazing. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. Okay. V. You should try it. Try what with some cheese and butter? Therapeutic kick. Yeah. Therapeutic kick out of the bar. You like Heineken? Very nice. Heineken's pretty good. You want super strength, not immortality? Interesting choice. I guess if I'd have to pick between the two, I'd probably pick, super strength. Being immortal would be very sad, I believe. Oh, nice. Germany. Mark is from Germany, guys. Oh, sorry, Bootsy. You gotta go back to school. A little Roo, I know. It's such a ridiculous name. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you drink Windex? Would not recommend that. I'm no nutritionist, but I would definitely not agree with that one. The first time you're able to get a hold of me, I was able to get a call back from the office. I need a desk job. Yeah. What do you guys do for work? Tell me again. We got an AI engineer. We got a student. You're recommending to go to Frankfurt. Amazing. I would love to go there. Right. So, after the bouncer job, I was a very wild university student working at the bar. And then again, it was just affecting my studies. So I had to quit, unfortunately. Focus on that. Yeah. And then I did retreat host, which was like, you know those big rope courses? Do you guys have that where you are? Where you're like suspended up in the trees with all the ropes and you have like a little lanyard and you get to like run around up there. I was basically the person who was like guiding groups through the rope course. And that was a lot of fun. As you can see, I love the outdoors. I love to go run around in the Canadian forests and stuff. I find that very therapeutic, which is why I often recommend people to explore the wilderness. There is something actually called nature therapy. You guys can check that out for yourself. I don't have any like certifications in that, but basically there's like strong evidence that as human beings we have like a deeply rooted connection to the environment and nature because that's where we kind of originated from. So by connecting back with that part of us, it can be really beneficial to our mental health. So if that motivates you to do that walk that you've been, neglecting, go for that walk. Touch some grass, collect some leaves or rocks. My sister really likes collecting rocks. I'm not a big rock girl, but some people do. Oh, you drive big trucks. Very nice. That would be fun. You get to see the country. Whereabouts are you a truck driver? Yeah, I'm from Canada. Excellent. Busia, come visit me when you become a pilot. I really did. I actually applied to be a flight attendant a few times, but I never got in. I never got a call back. I'm not sure why. Do you guys think I'd be a good flight attendant? I think I'd be too nice. If people were being mean to me, I'd be like, tell me how that makes you feel. That's where my therapy side comes out, right? Tell me how that makes you feel, please. You're living near from Köln. Oh, that's in Germany, obviously. Very nice. I've never heard of that place. Hi, OG Triple. Cool name. We're talking mental health and bad jobs. I always feel better after a hike or even just walking the dogs. Yeah, me too. I have a dog, if you guys haven't met her. Her name is the Hypno Hound. She is half German Husky. German Shepherd Husky. Sorry, that's what I meant. Vicus, you're an accountant. You can take care of bills and reports. Vicus, very nice. How do you like that? I would do a great job as a flight attendant. Thank you. Maybe one day. If this whole therapy thing doesn't work out, maybe I'll be a flight attendant. You moved from Canada to New Zealand 3 years ago and you love it there. Amazing. Is New Zealand pretty similar to Canada? I heard like the vibe is pretty similar, like friendly people. I don't think they have as much diversity there though. Yeah, I love to hear the differences between Canada and New Zealand. I just saw a wedding at New Zealand where Elijah Woods showed up at like the Shire where they shot the Shire and there was this wedding going on and he crashed it. I love Elijah Woods. He did this really bizarre show called Wilfred. If you guys ever want to watch something super strange. It's basically about him kind of hallucinating that his dog is like it's not even, you don't know what's happening because he has this dog named Wilfred, and it's literally just a dude in a dog costume. Everybody else in the world sees it as a regular dog, but he sees Wilfred as this guy, this rude man in a dog costume. And you're like trying to figure out if he's crazy or if he's like hallucinating or if this is real. Yeah, it's a whole trip. It's a very good psychological comedy. Yeah, Busia, you need to pick us all up when you become a pilot, okay? You gotta do the rounds. You gotta go to Indonesia and Canada and New Zealand and pick us all up. We're gonna go in a plane and fly around and avoid all the toxic workplaces. No, I didn't see your reference, David. Sorry. I don't know what you're saying. David, I don't know what that means. Fill in the black, double. What does that mean? Michael, that's very nice. Thank you for sharing that. Your younger brother is always so annoying. I always see a mess in a song for baby. I always hear every day. I won't forget, my brain is not brainy. Yes, I've been there. You get those like annoying kid songs stuck in your head. Okay. So yeah, guys, let's talk. Let's get back to the topic. You know me, I'm always all over the place. When it comes to toxic workplaces, how do we survive? So my first piece of advice here is called the clocking out method. Basically what you're doing is when you go into work, you're there, you're present, but as soon as you walk out those doors, you can almost like mentally picture you put your work hat on, you go to work, and then you take your work hat off, and you just do not let it follow you home, right? No matter what it is, no matter, you know, what little tasks pop into your head or whatever that person said to you, it doesn't matter. And it's going to take some practice, but basically, you're just allowing yourself to stay present and enjoy what's going on. Don't let your work follow you home, okay? They're not paying you for that time. So don't let it live in your head for that space, okay? When you go home, that's your time. And you gotta fight for your rights, okay? If you're really thinking about work 24/7, just try that visualization. When you leave work, you take that hat off, put it on your desk, and it's done. I'm gonna catch up on some comments here. Am I married? Yes, I am. I'm trying to pronounce your name. Omfvi. Yes, I felt right at home when I came here. It's beautiful. Oh, this is the New Zealand. It's beautiful here. A lot more beaches, obviously, which is very nice, but it feels a bit more empty and slower. It's good, but weird at times. Yeah, I can imagine. Wow. I know the nature there is so beautiful. If I ever go there, I'm just going to spend the whole time hiking around, looking at the waterfalls. Oh my gosh. Are you guys a big Lord of the Rings fans? I mean, I'm like a casual fan. I don't know any of like the deep lore or anything, but I've seen all the movies. It'd be fun to check out the sets, the places that they used in New Zealand. All right, Karen, hello. You have the largest home in town, the best roses, best jewelry, perfect family, 2 BMWs, only 2 in our state. I am the pillar and you are jealous. Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing. Karen, as a therapist, I want to ask, why do you feel the need to try to rub in your success in other people's faces? What is that about? Fill in the blank, double. That's what. Are you making a quote from my Family Feud days? David is making a reference. I was on Family Feud Canada, and the host asked me, fill in the blank, double blank. And I said W. I think they were looking for more like double trouble, double bubble. Yeah. I personally think W was a great answer, but nobody else said it. Just me. Oh, Ed Gein. Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen that documentary about Ed Gein? That was wild. And like, I watch a lot of those like murder mystery stuff. I was thinking about being a forensic therapist for a while, but it turns out I'm too anxious for that. I couldn't handle it. But yeah, the new documentary, well, it's not a documentary, it's like a movie about Ed Gein is pretty wild. The beginning was really great, but it lost me at the end there. I didn't like the final episode. It was a bit too strange for me. I'm flying in the space. You're just dreaming? Lucia, that's good. Hi, John. I did get it. Sorry, I'm just catching up here. Hi, One Way. This Dolly is Jorb. I think your professional life and your personal life has nothing to do with each other. And there is no need to take your professional life too seriously. So true. I mean, some people's jobs are really their passion, right? That's kind of more rare. But if you really love what you do, then that's great. Like, bring it home all you want. As long as it's not affecting you negatively. That's where you want to kind of reevaluate what you're doing in your headspace, right? You spent your first year in New Zealand just backpacking with your wife. Such a good experience. Oh, that sounds amazing. What kind of job do you have, if you don't mind me asking? Omniv. My favorite animal is an anteater. Anteaters are the cutest things in the world with their witch tails. And I'm talking giant anteater. Yeah, W. I know, it's so embarrassing. David, Indonesia's present. Woo woo! Welcome to the party. We're talking mental health and bad jobs. Random kid flex on us. He said, I went to the moon. I said, what did you ride? He said, a car. Okay. I mean, be a bit more creative with your lies there, buddy. Yeah, there's always that one kid who's just like coming up with the craziest stories, huh? I was gullible though. I was like the one kid who was like, they must be telling the truth. Why would they lie? That's just me. Oh, I know. I burnt my hair, guys. I burnt it with a new hair straightener, so there's a lot going on up there. We're just going to ignore that. I got a giant anteater. They're so cute. I just love them. When I went to Boston, was it Boston? Oh yeah, I actually saw anteaters twice. Once in Boston and once in Chicago, because there's no anteaters in the entirety of Canada, which is insane. So I had to go travel to go see them for the first time in real life, and oh my gosh, I cried. They're just so cute, and one of them was balled up in a little ball, hiding behind their tail. And I even got to feed one because I emailed them ahead of time, and I was like, I'm a big anteater enthusiast, and I showed them all the pictures of me as a kid with all these anteaters. So the people actually let me feed an anteater. It was great. Which is why I say, just ask, guys. If you really want to try something, maybe it'll be a yes. And in this case it was, and it was the magical moment. What's your guys' favorite animals? Please tell me. No, I'm from Canada. Hi, Panda. Hi, Rohit. If you're following your passion, then both the lives becomes one of your professional as well as personal. Then there's no problem at all. But if not, then don't be serious about it. Exactly. Exactly. It's like, remember why you're working, right? Are you working to live or are you living to work? And also, if you find that people are being really toxic to you too, it's okay to check in with yourself and saying, listen, these people don't get to decide my value. These people might have their opinions about me, so I'm going to keep my work persona, which is professional, calm, neutral. That's how you kind of survive until you can either get yourself out of that situation, hopefully, right? Or you can build up enough mental resilience where it's not affecting you anymore. Your favorite animal is the leopard. Ooh, I love leopards. Do you know a lot about them? Like where? Yeah, I don't know much about leopards, but they are gorgeous, especially their eyes. You had a dream that you were in Canada eating lots of pancakes. I hope there was lots of Canadian maple syrup on them. Your wife is a pediatric surgeon and you're an ophthalmologist. Very nice. I used to be an ophthalmologist assistant. Remember I was talking about how I had the randomest jobs? Yes. I was an ophthalmologist assistant for about a year. I got to schedule the cataract surgeries. I did like the OCT scans and like the eye pressure tests. Yeah, interesting stuff. Where do I live? I'm in Toronto, Canada. That's right. Oh my gosh, their noses are so cute. Anteaters are the best. I could watch them all day and be a happy girl. Oh yeah, New Zealand needs the doctors, right? So I bet they gave you some pretty good opportunities. This is your favorite segment when I'm doing my makeup and stuff. I know, I always forget to do it until the end. And I'm like looking at the time and I'm like, ooh, better get going. You guys are just so interesting. I get distracted. Hi, Chinu. How are you doing? Welcome. We're talking mental health and bad jobs. So if you have any bad job stories, feel free to share them. Tomorrow is Halloween. Should I do a Halloween episode? Maybe, oh, that'd be fun. I don't know if you guys saw this, but in my shorts, if you check them out, there's like, I found this person who looked a lot like me at a Walmart. So basically, either somebody used my face in their Walmart ad, like they just took pictures of me and like put it on their Halloween costume, or it's just someone who looks very similar to me. Personally, I think it looks like me, but they just edited my face a bit differently. But who knows? So you guys can check that out if you want. I'm thinking about trying to do a recreation of that makeup. It would be a lot of fun. I was thinking about buying the costume itself, but it was $30 and like the quality is so bad and they stole my face, so like I'm not gonna use it. What are you guys gonna be for Halloween? Is anyone dressing up? When it comes to toxic people, you can tell them to get out of here. Mind your own business. Yeah, definitely. Like if they're your boss or anything, it's okay to set boundaries, right? That's the important thing. Like if you're going to get fired for setting really simple, basic necessity boundaries, then that might be for the best, right? Like if they're forcing you to work overtime every single night, no pay. And I get like different cultures expect different things, so while keeping that in mind, if it's getting to the point we're about to crack, then yeah, there's always other opportunities out there. So never feel like you're fully stuck. And make it a priority to make an escape plan. Bye, One Way. See you later. Take care. Busia, you have a dog? Very cool. What's your dog's name? You like pangolins. Me too. Derek, you're so right. Pangolins are the best. They're so... I just want to pick one up. I want to see how heavy they are. I feel like they'd be pretty heavy for their size because of all those scales. There's another thing. New Zealand does not celebrate Halloween at all. Really, it's always been my favorite holiday, so it's sad not seeing anyone getting into the spirit. Oh, yeah. That sucks, eh? I had that experience too. When I lived in England as a kid, they barely celebrated Halloween. I think maybe like just a few houses on my block did any Halloween decorations and stuff. So me and my siblings, we went out walking long and far trying to find any candy we could because we dressed up, of course. We were like, we're not going to skip Halloween. And we ended up we just started knocking on random people's houses without any decoration because we were hoping for candy. And this one person opened the door and they looked completely confused. Like, like, what is happening? I guess they just like didn't know about Halloween. And we're like, hey, trick or treat? And they were like, And they ran inside and they got this like really expensive chocolate and they gave it to us because they just, I guess they didn't have anything else. So shout out to that guy who gave up his nice chocolate for us. Okay, in Germany, Halloween is celebrated as well as in America. Yeah, I think it's getting more and more popular. With the social media, it's becoming like mainstream and people want to have the fun too. Ooh, onyx. Like the Pokemon? Or the color? It's almost 10. Busia, go to sleep. It's okay. Mark, monsters are hanging everywhere on the houses here. Nice. I gotta get more into the Halloween decor spirit. I kept it pretty simple. I just got like a hanging pumpkin thing on my door. Called it a day. But eventually I'd like to be one of those people who go all out, you know? Not the bosses. Yeah, exactly. You gotta be careful. Don't get fired, guys. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, go to sleep at 9:45. Good idea. Have I been to India? I have not been to India, but it's on my bucket list. So we're reading from The Man in New Zealand. The ophthalmologist says, my wife goes all out for your house. She'll give the kids way too much candy. The one time a parent came to our house and gave the candy back, she was really mad at us for trying to give her kid candy. Yeah, I guess out of context, right? It's like, why is this stranger giving my child candy? That's unfortunate. But I hope you were able to explain what you were doing. I know, yeah, it seems like Halloween's getting earlier and earlier. Sometimes kids show up at like 5 p.m. Those are usually the younger guys, though. Your family is sleeping and you're in ninja mode. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Yeah, exactly, Derek. At least I got some form of chocolate. Very good. Let me see. Oops. Okay, final points, I guess. No, we got time. We can still just hang out. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk about is drama, okay? If your workplace has a lot of drama or if people are trying to start some drama, what do you do? Firstly, it's all right to like disengage from it, right? If you tell them, I'm not interested in that, I know sometimes I can get sucked into that sort of stuff. It's like, ooh, tell me more. And then I have to catch myself and say, no, no, don't do it. I think it's important to kind of live up to the kind of person you want to be, right? Just remembering that. It's like, do you want to be a really good person that has high values and doesn't talk behind people's backs? If that's important to you, then live by those standards, right? That's when we start to feel bad about ourselves, is when you don't live up to the standards that you're hoping for yourself. But of course, I'm a therapist, so I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to gossip necessarily. If that's something that you value, is connecting with people by gossiping, then by all means. That's the interesting about therapy. People think that I'm teaching ethics and stuff, but no, no. I say just live the way you want to live your life so that you're happy and healthy. You know, is it the nicest thing to gossip? No. But it's not breaking any barriers. It's not bullying anybody else if you're like not saying it directly to their face. It's weird. Therapy's weird sometimes. That's why I can work with like a various different people too, because you know, they might have different political beliefs than me. I'm not here to change your political belief. I'm here to make sure that you are healthy and happy. Bye, Busia. Take care. Have a nice sleep, okay? All right. So, yeah. Of course, another way to feel better is to vent about your work too. If you really are bottled up, right? You try to leave your work hat at home or at work, you come home and you still feel super upset about something that happened. It's okay to give yourself some space to vent about it, right? Talk to somebody you love and say, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe what happened at work today, right? Give yourself that 20 minutes to just really get it out of your system. Because sometimes you just need validation for your feelings, right? You need to be heard and listened to. And for somebody to say, that freaking sucks and that person was wrong. Vika says, in dramatic situations, I put myself out because I know that by the end of it, no conclusion is going to be there. Yeah, that's a really good point. It's like, why are you doing this? Exactly. Your mother was a mental health nurse? Ooh, that's really cool, Derek. Yeah, it's a really rewarding job for sure. It's difficult, it's challenging. You gotta think outside of the box, but yeah. Ooh, look at that. Slick back. Oh my gosh, David, you're going to the hospital? I'm sorry to hear that. I hope everything's okay. Feel better soon, okay? Chad, if you can wish David to feel better soon, it would be much appreciated. That's sad. I hate when people go to the hospital. I just want everybody to feel good and happy and healthy. Yeah. And another technique that you can use is called the anchor. So basically, if you're at work and you're feeling super, super overwhelmed, you can kind of have something in your pocket. So for me, it's actually like a fidget toy. I got it in England when my sister got married. It looks like a snitch, but the wings spin in a circle. It's like heavy and metal. I love this thing. It's so great. I had it in my pocket during my exam, and it's basically just like an anchor to remember to breathe, you know? It's like a reminder, okay, I'm here in this present moment. Something physical to like anchor you to the here and now can be super helpful. Hi Lorraine, it's great to see you. I know, yeah, the snitch, it's such a great thing. I love it so much. Barut, hi from Slovenia. Very cool. I think you're my first person from Slovenia. Welcome. We got an international crowd here today. all around the world. We're talking mental health and bad jobs, guys. That's our topic for today. So if you have any stories you want to share, feel free to share them. Hi, Stefano. What do I think about UFOs? What do I think about them? I think there's definitely life out there. I think the universe is so incredibly massive that there's a pretty good chance something's out there. Do I think that they've found us yet? I don't know, maybe. It's hard to say. What do you guys think? Aw. Ooh, you're from Alabama, Derek. Yeah, we got an international crowd. Lorraine, how are you doing? Have you ever had any bad jobs? Feel free to share it. Um, let me see here. Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about is something called a non-negotiable self-care. So this is something that you set up in advance, right? So for a lot of people, it's a walk, right? It's like, I'm gonna go walk with my dog and go get a coffee. That's my non-negotiable self-care every single morning. You know, if you need to unwind from work and you feel stressed out that whole time, or it takes you like hours and hours to finally feel chill at home, then that's a time to reorganize how you're doing things at home. So, for example, you can start, all right, I'm going to get home. What is my self care? Is it going to be taking a really hot shower? I'm going to do it for half an hour because that's what makes me happy. Is it I'm going to put on my favorite TV show and really chill and be present? That's my self care. It can be a lot of different things. For me, what do I like to do? I love to go on walks. I have a beautiful forest close by, so I'll go walk. Hi, Sachin. Welcome back. Nice to see you. We're talking toxic workplaces and how to survive. Lorraine, for you, your bad job was when the family couldn't pay me on time and then made you feel like you were inconvenienced. Oh my gosh. Inconveniencing them when I didn't come in the next day between 12 and 3. Even though they were late. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's horrible. I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, I can't imagine not getting paid on time. Yeah, you were a waitress, huh? Wow. That's really stressful. What did you do, Lorraine? What was your reaction? I guess they tried to make you feel bad, right? But hopefully they paid you eventually. See, that's a great example of boundary setting, right? You're not going to pay me? Okay, well, maybe I won't show up for work or something, right? Like being obviously that's extreme. You got to know how to like talk to your managers and like know their personality and stuff. But it's like being very firm with, I'm going to need to get paid after this amount of time, then I would be unable to work anymore because, you know, I need the monies. I'm not working for fun here, guys, right? Yeah, interesting fact. I somehow avoided being a waitress. Not on purpose, I just never was. Vicus, you love nature. That's one of the best things for you? That's great. Sachin, what have you been through? Do you have a workplace experience you'd like to talk about? Vicus. Lorraine, they eventually paid you 2 days late, but ultimately ended up getting another job. Yeah. No, that's pretty horrible. And the fact that they made you feel bad for it, they should be apologizing profusely if they can't afford to. I think you did the right thing by leaving that job. Are you still a waitress, Lorraine, or you do something different now? Hi, Charlie. We're talking about mental health. I am a qualifying therapist in Ontario, Canada. And we just chit chat here. We catch up in the morning and talk about our lives and mental health tips to survive the craziness that is life. I think I need a new mascara, guys. This is like a bit clumpy. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. Hi, Charlie. Charlie, what do you do for work? Tell me. Do you guys have a dream job? Like, I know we kind of talked about what you do, but what do you want to do? That's kind of an interesting thing to talk about, too. I'm finally in my dream job as a psychotherapist, so I'm very happy. Nothing makes me more happy than doing what I'm doing right now. And it took me so long to figure out what I wanted to do. And it was like, I feel like it was in my face the whole time. Like, why didn't I just do this earlier? But I think things happen for a reason, right? Maybe I wasn't mature enough back then, and I'm finally in a good headspace to actually get this stuff done. Charlie, you're rich? Well, that's good news. Congratulations for winning the family lottery. Okay, Sachin, we'll talk later. Take care. Bye. Lorraine, I work for a logistics company handling computer work, creating dispatch labels for USPS. Dream job is working with computers and language. Interesting. Okay, so you're doing something kind of in the field that you're interested in, but it's not quite exactly what you want to be doing with the computers. Well, that's great that you're kind of on the right direction there. And I guess my question for you is, what are you doing to make that dream happen? Is it something that you're actively working on? Or is it something that you're still in the contemplation phase, where you're just thinking about doing something, but you're not quite sure? Derek, you've been in a lot of different shipyards, and men love to gossip too. Different trades stick to each other. Yeah, that's a funny thing, eh, Derek? Like, there's gossip everywhere you go. I found out recently, and I thought it was kind of funny that the different military forces love to like talk crap about each other. It's like, guys, it's basically the same thing that you're doing. It's just on a boat versus on land versus on a plane. But they just love to like rip into each other. Like, what's that all about? Couldn't we just be nice to each other? No? Okay. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. Yep. Not everyone has a clear vision as a kid or a young individual when it comes to career or choosing your job. Very true, Vicus, right? It takes some time. Vicus, how about you? Like, did you want to be an accountant? Is that what you were hoping to do? I know that the careers of like doctor, accountant, engineer are very popular. Lorraine, I'm currently a STEM student. Wow, congratulations. That's really interesting. But trying to align your work with your schooling. I want to become more certified in IT to learn more about programming. That's really cool. Well, it sounds like you're really on the right track there, Lorraine. So well done following your dreams. I love to hear it. It's like you gotta hustle, right? And even if like it's in the back of your mind, never give up on your dreams, guys. That's my one advice to you. Because what's the point? What's the point of anything if you can't dream? And just finding little ways to honoring that dream, no matter how crazy it is. I mean, let's say you want to go to the moon. All right, is that possible? Probably not, but You can try your best. You can really learn all you can about the moon. You can dream about the moon, write stories about the moon. Oh, bye, Charlie. Take care. The gossip the wife comes home with is insane. Like, how do you guys even get along? Wow. Is it from like the other doctors that are having issues? Or is it more the parents that she's working with or the people? I find that too. Yeah, there's gossip really everywhere. I think it's just kind of human nature. Especially like to talk about one another, right? Like, why do we do it? I think we get bored, honestly. We like to feel superior to other people. We like to be part of a group and not one of the people labeled others, right? And once you're the other, you just feel kind of bad because you're not part of the group. We're very social creatures. And how do you know you're in the group if you don't label the others, right? What am I going to eat today? I made a nice, delicious meat stew. So I'm going to be eating that. Oh, Vicus, you wanted to be a cricket player. Very cool. Are you any good? I hope you're still playing cricket then, even if it's just for fun. Cricket's becoming more popular over here, which is great. I bought my husband a cricket bat for his birthday once. But then we had to return it because it showed up all broken. Lorraine, you read they're going to build a nuclear reactor on the moon. What? Is that real? I didn't hear that. That would be pretty crazy if they did. What would be the point? David says, wait, I've just been told I got my appointment mixed up. My sister is, but it's canceled. Oh, no worries, David. I just hope you're feeling good and healthy. That's all that matters. Yeah, parents most of the time. And yes, I feel like it's a lot of boredom. Definitely. Yeah, for sure. Boredom. Like, what else are we going to do but talk about each other? Yeah, gossip not so much, but I do love a good reality TV show. And that's like a recent development. I feel like you get so stressed out with life and you're studying for your exams and school and stuff, so you just need something absolutely ridiculous to watch, right? Like, I want to turn my brain off. That's my self-care. You were a great player? No, I do believe it. I have no reason not to believe it. I was just asking. Yeah, it's not too late though, right? Like there's tons of really great cricket players, but I know it's so competitive, isn't it? Really competitive. Oh, well, it was an NPR article? Oh boy. I'll have to look into that. That sounds really interesting. Oh, please don't touch the moon. I like looking at that thing. Okay. OptaV says, at the moment my son wants to be a streamer, but he's only 6. I told him this year we'll get a computer for Christmas, and he's been counting down the days. I don't know how I feel about him streaming. Ooh, that's a tricky one. That's a really tricky one. Yeah, because these days all these kids are on the internet, aren't they? And it's hard. I get that. I really sympathize with you as a parent that on one hand you really want to help your child follow their dreams, but on the other hand you want to protect them from the craziness that is this world, right? Yeah. There's no right answer. So I hope you figure it out, and yeah, just weighing out the options. It sounds like since you're getting the computer, you're kind of leaning towards letting him stream, but it sounds like you're going to try to figure out different ways to keep them safe. Oh, sorry, him safe while he does that. All right, Mark, thanks for joining in. I'll be streaming again tomorrow at 9 a.m. So if you want to join in, we'll have a special Halloween edition. David is sniping them before you can get to them, Vicus. Good job, David. Yeah, he's a great moderator. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Vicus, too. I really appreciate you guys for helping out. Couldn't do it without you, truly. All right, guys. Well, that's been an hour. I got my makeup done. Fun fact, Blazes, hi. I will be releasing a remake of my best hypnosis video ever, the one that has the most views. I thought it would be a lot of fun to just remake it with, you know, better audio, better visual. So yeah, yay. Look forward to that, guys. I'll be here tomorrow. Feel free to let me know what your Halloween costumes are. You can email me a pic of your Halloween costumes if you want at multitherapy.co. Check it out. Yeah, Lorraine, you can email it to me if you want. info@multitherapy.co. Take care, guys. I'm from Canada, Boris. Canada, Toronto. I'm a virtual psychotherapist qualifying. So, yeah, I'd love a subscribe if you'd like to hear more about that kind of thing. All right, guys, take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.